In this video, we're going to go through collars. So there's a huge variety of different collars that are available out there. We're going to go through the 3 most common types that we see people coming into at the vets. So somewhat sadly, we still do see these a lot. So these are choker chains, also called check chains. They are really, really bad for your dog. We really discourage people from using these, even though there's a lot of trainers out there that still like them. I've seen dogs that have had hypoxic brain injuries, really severe neck lacerations, all kinds of really horrible things happening because these have been used. Some people will say that if it's fitted correctly, you won't have that issue. It's not correct. If you look at this, no matter the size of your dog's neck, this can constrict and constrict and constrict, and it won't stop. If your dog pulls a lot, which tends to be when people use these the most, this isn't going to stop them pulling. All it's going to do is choke your dog. If you want to know what it feels like to have one of these around your neck, wrap it around your hand and pull. It hurts. So if you have one of these on your dog, or if you've had it recommended to you to use one, don't. That's all I can say. The other 2 types of collars are much better. So probably the most common type of collar we see is one of these. This is what we call a flat collar. So when it buckles up, it's the same width all the way around. Nothing you pull on will change the size of this collar. So you can get fabric ones, there's also leather ones with buckles. These are probably a little bit more old-fashioned, but we do still see them quite a lot. These collars are really good for having on your dog at home, hanging a tag on so that they've got their ID on. They're not that great for actually walking the dog on. The big reason being that this collar is the same width, no matter what you do. And as a result, if your dog stops and puts their head down, their collar can slide right over the top of their head. This is whether they're fitted correctly or not, because these collars should be fitted with at least 2 fingers between your dog's skin and the collar. I prefer actually 3 to 4, because otherwise they're really firm fitting and they don't move around. They can be a bit uncomfortable. So excellent for using for tags and identification, not great for walking or restraining your dog. Of the collar types, this is probably my favourite one. These are called martingale collars. So these, you can see, have some of the constricting action that a choker chain has, but it stops. It won't ever go any narrower than that. So this is a big fancy one, but you can get sort of little narrow ones. You can get them in a different kind of fabric. You can get them with chains here instead of the fabric if you prefer something a bit sturdier. Martingale collars were sort of designed originally for greyhounds and sighthounds because they've got skinny little necks with skinny little heads, and in a flat collar, the collar comes off if they pull. With a martingale, it catches behind their ears because it's slightly restrictive, and as a result they can't slide their little heads out. But a martingale can be used on absolutely any breed of dog. They are probably my preferred one for using for dogs that do a little bit of pulling, although in saying that, it's still not going to stop your dog from pulling. All it's going to do is not choke your dog, while still allowing you enough control to not allow the collar to come off. So these are your 3 types of collars. Big no on the choker chain, absolutely fine so long as your dog doesn't slide out of it. Martingale, definitely the preferred type of collar. If you have a dog that pulls a lot, really right at the end of their lead, choking themselves, irrespective of what kind of collar you've got, then you want to go to something like a harness. So we're going to discuss harnesses in the next video, so if you've got questions about that, then we'll go through them then.